The Live Content Studio. TutorPro has developed a training tool called Live Content Studio, which allows you to assess, support and train users in any live application, whether it's Microsoft Office, a document management system, a web-based application, or even a custom application built in-house. In this video you will see how the user interacts with the live content, and we will also take a brief look at the Live Content Studio's Manager tool. This is the application that a trainer would use to create live content. With its clean and simple user interface, it's quick and easy to create interactive training and support materials to assist and instruct users. Now, depending on the design of the content and how it has been scripted, the instructions displayed to the user may be very specific or very broad, allowing you to decide whether the live content is a tutorial or an assessment. The users see a pane on their screen with an instruction, for example, open Word and navigate to the Page Layout tab. And once they have performed that task, the pane moves on to the next step. The live content actively works in the live application. There are no simulations and no cloning of applications. On my screen you can see the Live Content Studio's Manager tool. Now, depending on how you like to create content, you can either capture the steps you want the users to perform and then assign the instructions, or vice versa. My preference is to capture the steps first, so let's select that option. A small capture pane appears on my screen, which I can move around to a suitable location. For this example, we will create a piece of live content in Excel and will show users how to add and remove items from the Quick Access toolbar. If you don't have your application open ready, you can simply click on the pause button, open the application, and then click record to start capturing. Firstly, I'm going to click on the Quick Access toolbar and select More Commands from the menu. You can see that the capture pane has recognised which application I am in and which controls I have just clicked on. This will work with any application. Next, I need to select the command I want to add and click the Add button. Let's add a couple of commands, email and open. Okay, next I select the Paste Special option, which I do not want on the toolbar, and click remove. All the time I'm performing the task, my steps are being recorded. Finally, I click on the OK button. Now I have completed the steps, I click on Done. You can see my steps are listed in the main window. The next step for me is to create my instructions. There are 4 instruction themes I can choose from. We will look at these in more detail later. I can select the first step and either select the instruction from the ribbon bar or right click and select Add Instruction. The Add Edit Instruction window appears with a number of options. I can add a text instruction, a multimedia instruction, a form, which is where I can add a login for users. I can also create various questions, including multiple choice. And the latest enhancement, an audio instruction. This is if I want to interact verbally, or if I would like my users to respond verbally. We will just use the text instruction for now. Before adding my first instruction and asking my users to perform a task, I'd like to write an introduction. I have already typed this, so I can simply paste it in the box. Now I have my first instruction, I'd like to apply my company house styles. This is the first time I have done this, and to save doing it again, I will add this style as a template for future use. I can simply update the default template. Now, the first 2 steps my users need to perform are click the Customize toolbar and select More Commands. I could ask them to do this in 2 instructions, but I want my users to complete both steps with 1 instruction. So I simply click on the first step and then click New Instruction. When I begin typing, you can see that the instruction has picked up on my default style. I type the text I want my users to see, asking them to perform the necessary steps. For the next step, I follow the same process. I click the step and click New Instruction. This time I ask my user to select the email option from the popular commands list and then click the Add button. Again, my instruction has picked up on my default style. I continue adding instructions for the remaining steps using the simple process. As I mentioned earlier, you decide whether the content is a tutorial or an assessment, so the script can be very broad or very specific, depending on whether you want to assist and support or whether you want to assess your users. This also means you decide whether you have one instruction for one step or whether you have one instruction for multiple steps. Finally, I add the last instruction for the remaining 3 steps. Select the Pay Special option, remove it from the list, and then click the OK button. Now all my steps have instructions, I would like to add an end instruction. You can add as many instructions as you like. You don't need to have steps to assign an instruction. This final pane is just to let the users know that they have completed the tutorial. I will also let the user know that the pane will close automatically, and you'll see why in a moment. There are a number of options available when creating instructions. You can add a next and back button to provide the user with more control. You can also change the size of the instruction box, and you can customize the colours. Once you have decided on your colours, you can apply to all instructions. You can also change the theme of the instruction box. Let's take a quick look at 2 of the themes. This is the standard instruction with the colours we have applied and the commands for the user in the top right corner. And if we go back, here's the instruction with the detachable command bar, again with our colours. The third theme available is the balloon tip, which we'll look at later, and the final one, the combo, the instruction box and the balloon tip working together. Finally, I would like to add a next button for my first instruction, so I navigate to the Options tab and select the Next option. Rather than adding a Finish button to the end instruction, I would like to use the Auto Navigate feature, so the pane will automatically close. In this instance, after 6 seconds. I think I'm happy with my content, so let's return to the Manager view, and before deploying this to my users, I'd like to preview it to make sure I'm happy. Here's my first instruction explaining what the tutorial is about and my next button. As it's only a preview, I can resize the pane and select the Update instruction with current size to save having to go back and make changes. Now I need to perform the 2 steps, click Quick Access Toolbar and select More Commands. Now I have completed this instruction, the Live Content Studio pane has moved on to the next step. It is actively working in the live application. As I have mentioned, you decide whether the content is a tutorial or an assessment on the way that you script it. If you would like to help guide the user through the steps with more assistance, you can provide balloon tips. Let's quickly add one. When I ask the user to click on the Quick Access Toolbar, I want to show them where this is. So I find the step in my list and then click Auto Create from the ribbon bar. Let's also add a balloon tip for the Add button when moving the email command across. I find the step and click Auto Create. Now let's preview again. Here's my first instruction, click Next. And there's my balloon tip to guide me in the right direction. You will notice the text has been populated for me, which does speed up the process of creating content. You can, however, go back and customize the text if you would like. Let's continue and complete all the steps. Adding and removing the items from the command bar. As you can see, the pane is actively working in the live application. This isn't a simulation or a clone. This is live Excel. and finally I click on OK. The last pane shows the Auto Navigate and closes the pane for the user automatically. So to summarise, in less than 10 minutes I have created a very simple piece of live content, and as you have seen, it's very easy to do so. If you would like to learn more about the comprehensive tracking component, publishing the content, or would like any further information, please don't hesitate to contact us. The Live Content Studio is revolutionary, it's unique, and the possibilities are endless. Thank you for your time today, and we look forward to hearing from you.